Right, guys. So, should you leave the UK? If you're asking, probably not. Why? Because you're not bloody thinking for yourself. My view is I regretted I didn't move out the UK sooner. But my perspective is very different to probably most of you guys. Is I spent most of my childhood overseas. So I never seen the UK as home in the same way you guys do. I've got no village attachment, no town attachment. Um, Family attachments are fairly limited, and most of my family's dead now, so I don't have the same sort of lock-in that a lot of you guys have. Doesn't mean I haven't got allegiances to the United Kingdom, doesn't mean I haven't got a connection, because let's be honest, when I go to Scotland, it always feels like home. When I'm in England, a little bit different. It's more like I wonder if such and such is at the pub that I went to school with. It's not ingrained. Doesn't mean I hate England or anything like that. It's just that I was born and brought up in a different environment. So in that answer is you've got to make your own decisions. Now, if I take it from a more clinical, surgical, financial, individual perspective, I already say travel opens your perspectives, opens your thoughts, opens your view on the world. But be very careful once it changes your perspective, because once it does, there is no going back. You suddenly change. You suddenly realize how mundane a lot of things are and how limited many people are in life. And you think, oh, well, you think it's special. No, it's actually the opposite. Because sometimes I look at people that have had the same job for 30 years, get their gold watch or whatever for the service, and go off in pension, and they used to go and watch football every week and just had this mundane life, and think they were happy with that. That's fine. I've never had that ability. I always want to do something better. I want to move forward. I want to develop. I want to do something else. For somebody to be content with what they've got, they're in a very good place, unless they're made redundant, unless their wife dies, unless the factory shuts down and they're made jobless. Then it becomes a different scenario, because the structure that was there, where people would have the same job for years, in many places already gone. Often the jobs that were like that are normally now only in government. So the environment around people has changed. So my view on things is never limit yourself. Life's too short. There's more out there. There's more opportunity. There's more to see, more to experience, more to do than what you're currently doing now. Because even myself, I find I'm often limited by time, responsibilities, and choices. Because right now, I would like to take the kids to the markets in Germany for winter. But with the current state of politics and these people that like doing bad things, I'm not risking my family in there. And it annoys me that I'm forced down that route. Because quite simply, I would normally just go to hell with it. But because of the bias with German police, etc., don't think they'd be that helpful, unfortunately. I'm moving away from politics, but this is part of it. A lot of the stuff around us now is driving people's thought patterns to where they need to go next. Is Dubai the solution? Do you know how much the cost of living is in Dubai? If you don't, have a look at it. Also look at the fact of no safety nets. Also look at the fact what skills you have. Also what the long-term advantages are. If you want to take a year out, in all honesty, I don't think you'd be doing any harm to yourself. I'd actually encourage something like that. Go and do Dubai, Kuala Lumpur, Madrid, Manila, Hong Kong. Trying different things, experience different environments. Because the weird thing is, when you do traveling, you meet different people that you wouldn't normally meet, and opportunities appear that you wouldn't normally come across, and then you suddenly may find something you can slot into, and your whole life changes. At the moment, a lot of the time, your path is set on what you're doing currently. You know, if you're a mechanic, you're a mechanic. If you're a working in an office, you're an administrator, you're an accountant or whatever, you've locked into a path. When you travel, that path sort of does that, because you go, oh yeah, I do accounts, but I can do Excel. I can do Excel. I can do web design. I can do the, and suddenly you took yourself out of the box that you've been contained in, and you contain yourself in. I do it. I work in asset management, and you end up, all your training and stuff orientates around the business, because it's a complex environment. It has constant changes in legislation, laws, etc. And you lock yourself in because you have to maintain your, your knowledge base, your abilities, etc. When I went to the Philippines, it was so broad. Did everything. We had a piggery, we had coin slot computers, we had apartments we rent out, we did some construction work, we did the call center, lots and lots of different things. And that's one of the things you get when you travel, is the experience. You try new stuff, you try it, you adapt, because a lot of the safety nets are gone. So you need to look after yourself. And that's one of the things I want to stress, is not everyone can do that, but I would never hold anybody back. If you've got 6 months money and just want to go for it, go for it. If you end up going back after failing miserably, you didn't fail. You tried. Those people that are sitting there going, oh, I told you it wouldn't work. And you go, you're right, you did say that. Are you still off to your 2 weeks in Benidorm this year? Yeah. Because they've never tried nothing in their lives. They're boring, mundane, and gone through uneventful lives. But as I says, I don't even knock that, because it'd be nice to be that switched off. But I'm not. I like doing more. This is why I keep talking about the village project. And I'm looking at the village project, and I'm struggling to find decent villages. And I'm realising I'm going to have to probably drive around Mercia and places trying to find them. Alongside that, I start looking at farms and thinking, just get a farm then. Develop a farm. And I've seen some nice properties in the last couple of weeks. This is in Spain, by the way. So you probably noticed I haven't got into the politics of the UK and the immigration and everything else. That's all secondary. If your only driver of leaving the UK is immigration, be very careful, because you need to think bigger. What do you want to achieve? Where do you want to go? What future has it got for others? You know, your kids, your wife, whatever. What are we going to do? And is your view of what you're expecting reality? So even with me, the Philippines, every time I go back, it's changed massively. The smog's worse, traffic's worse, but it still has all the vibrance and things that I love about it. But also, a lot of the people, not just in the Philippines, a lot of the people I've known are gone. Not left, they're dead. It's weird when I look back and think I've been gone over 10 years now. You know, a lot of the people that I spent a lot of time with are no longer here. And that's the other thing you get when you go back to the UK after being away. Because it didn't stand still. Lots of things have changed. A lot of people may have even forgot you and your old network has died because they haven't seen you for 5 years, 10 years, 2 years even. So a lot of the connections have moved on. And to put it in perspective, how much can it change? Well, I go back to the UK. Both my parents are dead. One of my brothers is dead. My other brother's halfway there. I'll have no UK family left. So that's partly why I've got no attachment to the UK. There's nothing left. Doesn't mean I'm grumbling, crying about how pity me and all that stuff. I look at it from the perspective of things move on. And this is why, like, even when people are talking about the immigration stuff, I sit there and go, well, you complain how crap it is and how crap it's getting. But the same people coming in are also realising it's not as good as it used to be. It's not as good as they were told. It's on this. So you have two options. You travel and try and start a new life somewhere else, or you stay where you are. You stay whichever one you choose. Make the best of it. Make the best of it. Don't get wrapped into all this complaining about the negative stuff because the media need that. You don't need that. You know, focus on the good stuff. Take yourself out there, the negative side. And if you travel, you will hit hard times. Some really, really hard times sometimes. And the key to it is there's two things I do. Take a gasp, long deep breath, and get back up. The other one, when it's really, really bad, go and have a few beers, go to bed, and in the morning, it's a new day, line in the sand, move forward. Do not become ingrained in the bad stuff. Do not let it drag you down. Do not become pity me. Don't become a sympathy seeker. Sort yourself out. And I know I say it in bad. Sort yourself out. Get your act together. And it's not me saying that. That's what you should be saying in your head. Just gotta get back up. Gotta get back up. Gotta get back up. So whether a business fails, something happens, or whatever, you've got to get back up. Just keep going. I should do a video on that because I think that's an important bit. But yeah, if you want to stay in the UK, stay. If you don't, don't. It's up to you.